What's up, Amazon sellers? Do you have a list of products categories that you are looking to source in the upcoming Q3 period? Well, if not, in this video today, I'm going to share with you some of my top selling categories for doing online arbitrage in Q3. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson, and I've been selling on Amazon now doing online arbitrage for the last 5 years. Now in the UK, I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller, check that out. And in the USA, I'm a 6-figure Amazon seller, check that out. Now, hopefully in the near future, I'm going to expand into, should we say, another marketplace. And if you're interested in learning about what I'm doing, my journey, and obviously what I'm learning on Amazon, do make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Now, enough about me. What are we going to talk about today? Well, first things first, number one, I'll give you a little bit of a backstory, why we're making the video. Number two, I'm going to talk about where we're getting this information from. Number three, I'm going to talk about my top selling categories in Amazon UK for obviously Q3. It's going to help you out. And then finally, number four, I'll share some top tips and tricks and things to think about when we go into the Q3 madness. Okay, so first things first, let's give you a little bit of a background into why we're making this video. So as you all might know, I've been now selling on Amazon for 5 years, and in the UK, pretty much just doing online arbitrage. It's good fun selling on Amazon, but also can be quite lonely, and I do like to share, and obviously part of FastTrackFBA, we do share the learnings of what we're seeing, what's working, and documenting that as it changes over time. Now, hopefully for you, this is going to help you during your Q3 period as well. And obviously the Amazon marketplace is huge, so you can all grow together. Now you might be asking why this is important. Well, basically, as another caller approaches, it's better to think about choosing the right products to sell and the right categories to think about in this season, because not all seasons are the same, which means there are going to be certain items which should be avoided, and you want to consider that. So, and also items that you should be thinking about. So with that being said, you can learn from my top selling categories and the potential products that have made me money in Q3 previously, but also as well, maybe stay away from certain areas which might be losing you money that you shouldn't be thinking about. Okay, quick question for you guys. I'm about to share my top categories for Q3. I just want to know, what are you looking to source in the upcoming Q3 period? Let me know in the comments down below. Grocery, beauty, toys and games. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you're thinking about. Okay, so this leads nicely into my second chapter on where we're actually getting the information from. In my Amazon business, we utilize a sheet that helps us track all our, should we say, products that we're buying, but also top selling products. And we can see not only what we're buying, but also how they actually perform once they get sold. Then what we can do is categorize them into, should we say, supplier stores, top ASINs, even top VA sources, and see the profitability. But the one thing we also do is look at the top categories. And if you're interested in learning more about the sheet, it's called the Ultimate Sourcing Sheet, or the USS. And what I'll do is I'll drop a link down below, and you can have a look at that, and even book in a free 30-minute call to understand how it's going to help your business. Now, to give you a little bit of background about that USS, this sheet supports you in collecting data to scale up your business, and it gives you intelligence on what you're buying, not what I'm buying. And not only that, it's a Google sheet, but it has an API connection to Amazon, which means it pulls in live data, and then you can build your own custom sheets off it. Completely revolutionary. No one else does anything like it, and I absolutely love it. But the big part now is about understanding what is profitable, and hence why we're using that sheet to get the data for this video today. Now, the categories that I'm going to be mentioning in a moment are not something that we've made up, off the top of my head. They are actually categories that have come from the top selling products that we've sold in my business in the last Q3. So think about that, and this is where that data is coming from. Let's move on to chapter 3, which is really my top selling categories for Q3, and that is why you came here today. So number one, the first category is going to be computers and accessories. Now, what I'll say about this category is that we've seen most products under this category have big profits. Therefore, you can make some good money. And I bet you didn't see that one coming with that category. Now, in addition to that, computer and accessories has less competitions. Why? Most people don't think about it. They think about like toys and games, etc., etc. But most people don't think about this category. It's incredible. And we believe this is one of the factors as to why this category has less competition, because most items are expensive in it and people don't think about it, and it's not a common one. So with that being said, some Amazon sellers avoid products which are bigger or, should we say, expensive, and hence why this category has less competition. That's a little bit about the pros of the category. Let's talk about some cons of selling computers and accessories. Now, considering that the category has big profits, and it comes with the disadvantage since the products in it are expensive. To get the big profits, you have to invest quite a lot of money. So the bigger profit means the bigger cost of the product, and also as well, if you get damages and if you get returns, then obviously that's going to be a hit on your P&L. So something to consider there. Now, what I'd advise for you when you are buying products in the computer and accessory category is to make sure that you're buying from legit store suppliers, because there are a lot of imitation items out there. You've just got to be careful. So to avoid this, do make sure that the people you are buying from are legit and they're not actually really based in China or something. That's a common one. So just make sure you check the website, the address, and they're actually, UK based. Now, if you want to know more about how to detect, detect the legitimacy of a website, I'll drop a video around here, or up here actually, called How to Know If a Website is Legit. So check that out, and I think it's really important for you as well. So it leads me nicely on to my second category, which is quite simply health and personal care. Now, based on our experience in this category, we've seen that there are many suppliers who are not limiting orders, meaning you can, buy multiple products or orders at once, which is absolutely fantastic, because buying enough stock is always a problem. Now, not only that, the health and personal care category is also selling pretty much all year round. It's the kind of thing that you buy all year, simply because this is what people need. It's basic needs nowadays, and people are quite health conscious. So with that in mind, buy the products, find the deals today, you're going to keep buying them all year round. Win-win. Now, it does come with a con, and one of these cons is that Amazon is strict, particularly on items like food supplements, since it's a consumable and obviously you eat it. So there are particular ingredients that that you are not allowed to sell on Amazon. For example, not ingredients, and one of them is shark, which I think you'd actually be quite surprised is in a lot of products. Amazon's pretty good at getting rid of them and delisting the product. So just keep an eye out, maybe if something does have it and Amazon hasn't taken it off yet, then do make sure you don't sell that. So what I recommend for you is, source some suppliers under this category. Okay, why different ingredients are also used in different countries. So if they're in the UK, it's going to be fine. And also if you're buying products, for example, say in the US, there's a really big retailer in the US, by the way, who does ship to the UK, their particular ingredients aren't actually allowed in the UK. So you might encounter issues with Amazon, looking at your products, deleting your listings, and obviously now you're stuck with a lot of stock you can't really sell. So just make sure you're buying from the UK for this category for that reason. Now, the third category for you is beauty. Now, what I say about this category is we see most of the products under the beauty category are selling, again, like the previous one, all year round. So if you're worried about, having excess stock or something stuck in from Q3, then don't worry, because beauty sells all year round, and hey, you know what, it sells even better in Q4. So in addition to that, what I also like is that beauty products is one of the categories that has a lot of suppliers in the UK. My God, there are so many retail stores in the UK you can buy beauty products from. But that being the case, you've got lots of options to choose from various retail stores, but also when one runs out of stock, maybe you go to another one. Fantastic. Despite the advantages of it, what I will share with you is that one of the cons of selling on the category is that time and time again, we've seen that there is a lot of competition. It is a competitive one. And because of this, it's they're all selling on the beauty category. And a lot of people are buying from the same retailers who've got the same sale. So the tendency is that prices can drop and undercut, and you get into price wars or penny undercutting. And this is where people are reducing each other by down, 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 down. Price goes down, and hence the profits go down. Now, one of the things that I recommend for you to do when you're buying, any products under this category, let's say, for example, seasonal products like, sunblock, is to make sure that you don't overstock. Just be aware of that. Keep a chart, looking at it across the whole year, and maybe play on the cautious side. Why? Because if you've got it, like say, for example, sunblock, and it's August now and it's a good time, but you still got to hold on till November, well, that's not going to be back on sale again until pretty much April, May, June the next year. So just make sure that if they are in beauty and they are seasonal, again, check the keeper chart. Always check the keeper chart, but just make sure you're not stocking too much on these seasonal items. Look at that sales rank. Now, the fourth category on my list is pet supplies. Now, in this category, we've seen that pet supplies are fast selling items, since again, it's like a basic food need that everyone needs. You can't not feed your pet. You love your pets, of course you do. You're going to feed them, so you've got to keep buying it. Now, with that being the case, most items are brought every now and then, and like pet food, dental sticks and many, many more, they're kind of bought quite regularly, and it works really well. So not only that, pet supplies has a massive range of products. It's absolutely huge. So you could think about like cats and dogs and birds and fish, which is quite common, but why not like snakes and parrots or something, like spiders? I'm sure there's some weird ones out there, but there's so many options just outside the normal ones. So there is a lot of opportunity for you to buy in this category because of the wide range of options you can choose from. That's some of the positives. What about the cons? So when sourcing for pet supplies, what I'd say about this category is that many retail stores under this category rarely offer a sale because it's pretty much consumable. It sells all the time. So that being the case, you're less likely to get, should we say, discounted items under this category. So not only that, also this category has a lot of private label brands. You might be asking yourself, like, why is this an issue? Well, quite simply, when items are private label brands, you are likely to get what's known as an IP claim. Now, basically an IP or intellectual property claim is where illegal actions are taken from one party to another because the, should we say, one party feels that they've infringed on their intellectual property. Now, what they do is they take this up through Amazon and it creates strikes on your account. And if you get too many of them, Amazon basically can shut your account down, and it's not like you can open up another account. So something you want to be careful about. Now, if you want to know more about IP complaints and how to deal with them, what I'll do is I'll drop a video up here called Top Tips on How to Respond to IP Complaints. Check that out, I think you'll like it. And the other thing I'll say as well is also look at the IP, the FastTrackFBA IP brand checker. I'll drop a link down below. That's a list that we're always updating ourselves of brands that you want to stay away from. And we've got quite a lot there in that category that you want to stay away from. Why? Because we've seen evidence they are raising IP complaint issues with other sellers. Now, what I do suggest is when you're buying products in this category is that, when retail stores offer massive sales on pet supplies, buy as many of the items as you can and take advantage of discount. Why? Because again, they're not doing too many discounts, but number two is the fact that products are going to sell. It sells all year round. You don't not feed your dog, so they will sell eventually. You'll be fine. You might just hold on for a bit longer. Now, the fifth and the final category for you to think about here in Q3 is grocery. Now, what I'll say about this category is that the items are super fast selling because basically these are necessities. So people are likely to, should they buy them from time to time, but ongoing, things that they want all the time. And many suppliers are offering cheap products and lots of discounts, and obviously you can buy a lot of them as well, which is quite good. Now, this is generally for a small investment, for the category for you, so it can be a good one. Now, the one thing I'll say is despite the, should we say, the number of offers within the grocery category, the cons of selling this category is that it's perishable. What does this mean? Well, it means that it's prone to damage in transit, but also as well, it can melt, it can go out of date. So chocolates can melt, or chocolate chips can break off your cookies. So just bear in mind that there needs some extra prep and also storage, but also that is, it's something which can cause damage. You just got to think about that and also the expiry dates. So something to really think about there. Now, not only that, also in this category, because of the nature of we're buying from supermarkets and those things, they supply thousands and thousands of customers every single day, is that we do notice quite a high rate of cancellations because they're out of stock, or they don't allow you to bulk buy in the quantities that you want. So they don't allow for business purchases. So just be mindful of that. It can be a problem. Now, what I will say is that since suppliers selling grocery items are cancelling orders once they detect that it's for business purposes, then you may want to look at wholesalers. Under this category, you can buy a lot of units from wholesalers. So quite simply, find the product you want that's getting cancelled, and then just go to Google and type the word wholesaler or distributor afterwards. Find a lot of them, give them a call, see if they'll sell it to you. And that's a top tip there. Okay, so today we're talking about my top categories for Q3 coming up. Now, I'm guessing you're probably watching this because, hey, you want to maximize Q3, make as much money as possible, and obviously any leg up you can get or any advantage you can get into finding more products, better profitable products is going to really help your business out. Now, the one thing I'll say is if you are struggling to find products, or maybe you've got a lot more money to actually invest than you have products to do, or should you have products to sell, then do look at FastTrackFBA Leads. This is a service I created whereby we've got a team in the USA and the UK. They are sourcing and finding all the deals. Now, what do they do? Quite simply, they come in, they put them onto our website, and they are available to review all of them whenever you come in. Now, what do? You buy tokens, you then look at all these deals, and you get to look at all the sales rank, see what's going on, the history of the keeper charts, profitability, you can put in your own cost of shipping and prep costs. That you can put in and calculate your exact profit. And once you find those deals, and only when you find the deal that you like, you then unlock them using the tokens. Simply go to the supplier, buy the product from the supplier URL, and get the Amazon ASIN and resell for a profit. It's completely game changing. No one does anything like it, and it puts you back in control of only choosing the deal which works for you, not getting those dud deals that no one wants. So have a look down below, fasttrackfba.com/leads. Trust me, I think you'll really love it. It's completely game changing. fasttrackfba.com/leads. Right, this leads me nicely on to my fourth chapter, some top tips for you. So first things first, what do I recommend? Well, look, check the keeper graph. I cannot stress this enough. Check that keeper graph to know a product's sales history. And if you want to know which which items are selling fast in Q3, checking that keto graph is going to help you understand if it's selling well or not because of that price history. Remember I talked about that suntan lotion, in the early part of Q3, if it's a hot summer, yeah, fantastic. Maybe coming into the end of Q3, Q4, maybe not. So you might want to think about selling out by that point, maybe not going so deep. So do check out that. Keep a chart, put it out to the 1 year. Now, top tip number 2, I really recommend for you, if you sold for longer than a year, look at what you were selling last year. Like what I've just done now in this content, look at your records of Q3 last year, review which categories, which suppliers, which ASINs really worked. And by doing this, you can have an idea of what you want to be focusing on this year. Don't reinvent the wheel, guys, just copy. Copy what I'm doing, copy what you've done, copy what works. That is to work smarter, not harder. Now, the third top thing I recommend for you is focus on, non-seasonal items. Seasonal items can be great, but non-seasonal items can also be sold in the preceding quarter. Q4, you can actually keep selling. Beauty, for example, keeps going. Suntan lotion, not really a good thing in winter. So by focusing on those seasonal or non-seasonal items, get it right, Tom, means that you can, get products that you can just sell all year round, and that's going to help build up a great supply of profitable products, making you money. Now, the fourth top tip for you is don't overstock on seasonal items if you are looking at them. So maybe you are still thinking about the suntan lotion. Again, don't overstock on it because it's going to lose you money because you got that stock now sat in the warehouse, which is no longer going to be fitting into the current season, i.e. Christmas coming in Q4. So just be that, keep that in mind. Being that the case, check your keeper chart, check your 1 year, check the sales, make sure it has sold over the period you're looking to hold it. And if it is going to sell out and it is a seasonal item and you've got to get it sold by a certain point, put a note in your diary, make sure you get it cleared down by the time you need to get it done. Otherwise, you're going to be waiting half a year to get it back on sale again, and that's lost opportunity where that money could be in another product. Now, what I will say is after going through, my top selling Amazon Arbitrage UK categories for Q3, you might want to consider learning about the different, sourcing techniques when coming to find products online, thinking about those categories. So get the category, apply these sourcing techniques, and I'll drop a playlist around here called Sourcing 101. Check that out and apply those sourcing techniques. Now, what I will say is hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give me a big thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more videos like this, do hit the subscribe button down below, and obviously you'll be notified when a new video comes out. But for myself, Thomas Parkinson, and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.